Hey, welcome back to another 3-minute tutorial. Bright red ears happens to the best of us, but no worries, I've got a quick fix for that that's so stupid easy and it'll only take you a few seconds to master it. But before we get started, I want to remind you about my podcast. It's called Photobomb and I co-host it with my really good friend Booray. I'll put a link to that and his excellent YouTube channel in the comments. So, time for the tutorial. Let's start the timer.
So what I've got here is a headshot in the studio where I've used a light with gel on it to give us a warm edge light, but it has inadvertently lit up the ear from behind so that it's bright red. And this just doesn't happen in the studio. This can happen if you're using the sun as a backlight on location. It's a fairly common problem you can run into, especially if you shoot in groups at a wedding or something and you don't pay quite that much attention as you should. So this is something that will happen to you and then I'll have a super easy fix for you. I don't recommend trying to change it with color balance or reducing saturation because ultimately you're just going to end up with something that looks weird. We're going to use the natural colors from the image to make this look good. It's still going to be a little bit lit from behind, but it's not going to have that bright red look to it. So the first thing that you want to do is go over to the layers palette and create a blank layer by hitting that add a blank layer button. Or you can go up into the layers menu and hit new and layer, whichever way works for you. Now, grab your paintbrush by hitting B on your keyboard or go over here to the tools bar and pick that brush out and you can use that one. This is the easiest, stupidest way to fix this, but I promise you it'll work. So take a nice soft round brush and then use your Alt or Option key and you're gonna select a color from the ear, like a natural color from that ear. And then we're gonna use that to paint right on top of the redness. So you're gonna start to paint and you don't have to be exact with it. It's not that big of a deal. We're gonna change the blend mode ultimately, so you're not even gonna really see that you've done this so much. So go ahead and paint pretty liberally over those areas where you want the color to be more neutral instead of bright red. And then we're done. Just kidding, we're not done. We're gonna change that blend mode to color, which is going to show the color and not really the strokes of the paintbrush you've done. Good, and so now we've got, you can see a little bit where there's, it's not quite perfectly blended, and that's okay. In order to sort of make that look better, I like to take that layer and then I'm gonna bring it back, bring the opacity probably back to about 80%. 75-80 is where I end up using a lot of layers when I do an effect, just to sort of blend it naturally with what was there before. Now, if you make that layer visible, you can see you go from like bright red, I just got smacked on the side of the head ear, to really nice looking neutral. Still looks like it's got a little bit of light catching from behind and it's still a little color in it, but it's a natural color instead of looking bright red. Now I got a really nice looking ear that doesn't distract from the face.
So hopefully that was useful. I know that I use it all the time. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you already don't, and hit the comments up and let me know what you thought and maybe suggest an idea for another video. I'd love to hear from you. So thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.